How to find title companies in 2024 and the best ways to find them. What's up YouTube, it's Matthew here. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to show you all, actually drill into my computer screen and show you all how to find title companies this year, 2024. Now, title companies are an essential part to your wholesale real estate business, as that's the place where you actually close the deal, that you collect the money, and that you do title searches on said property. Title companies are who you coordinate with when you are closing on a deal. They coordinate the closing time, and they are like the third party or the middleman between the cash buyer and the seller. And of course, you, the wholesaler. Now, finding title companies can be a little bit difficult because there are plenty of title companies that don't do wholesale deals. They don't do assignments on contracts or double closes, or they think it's a scam or other things like that. But there are plenty of other title companies that work well and that you're able to close properties fine with. I'm going to talk about my experiences with title companies. But before we go on, please be sure to subscribe, comment down below, and like this video. If you have any questions, once again, put the questions down below. All right, so all I did, I went on Google Maps, I put title company. It pulled up a list of title companies in my area, in a specific area. What I would do is go down the list and call all of these phone numbers and say, hey, my name is Matthew. Wanted to know if you do assignments on contracts. Wanted to know if you do assignments on contracts and or double closes. If they say, what is that? They're not your title company. If they say, not sure about that, they're not your title company. If they say, oh, no, we don't, that's a scam, just say, okay, thank you for your time, and move on. They're not your title company. The title company you want to work with are title companies that regularly do wholesale deals. And so they say yes, and then they tell you how they work. Maybe they require a certain document. Maybe they require you to show your ID or something. Or they just say, yes, yeah, just let us know when you have both contracts ready and we'll get it closed. Those are the best type of title companies. And it could be difficult to find them. But yeah, I'll just go down this list and just call each and every one of them. And I would make a list of ones that do, that don't, that maybe does it, but not really. And just continue doing that. Now, the other thing about title companies is that closing on your properties, some states you go through a lawyer's office or an attorney's office, not necessarily a title company. And every title company has an attorney, but they may be called different in different states. And so just make sure you look up yours. And that's essentially how you would find title companies. The other way to find title companies is to talk to other wholesalers. Wholesalers are open to sharing this information. They're not trying to gatekeep necessarily title companies. They may about cash buyers or how they're finding deals or something like that, or they're contractors. But title companies, people are more free and easy to just tell people how or who they work with different title companies. And you can also ask your cash buyer, ask them, hey, who do you like to close with? You know, when you're closing deals with other wholesalers, who do they close with? And so just asking people around you is probably the best way, the word of mouth, into finding the best title companies. Now, my experience with title companies have been up and down. So like in my area, there hasn't been a lot. For example, when I first started, there was this one title company, they would do it, but they will only exclusively do assignments on contracts. They wouldn't do double closes. And they didn't like doing assignments on contracts. And so I did close a few deals with them, but after a while, they were just all like, you know, we don't really like doing these type of deals. And so I moved off. Out of this area that I live in, I can only go to two really that are dependable, that I used before, that work well, and they're fast and they're on top of things. And they're probably 45 minutes apart from each other. For me, one is like 20 minutes apart and the other is another 25 minutes apart or away from me. And so I'm like right in the middle. But out of like the tens of title companies, I can only truly rely on two. I have closed on another one that my cash buyer wanted to work with, and they did it, but it's not like they were consistently doing it. Two of them for sure, and I just closed on a property about 2 months ago now, with one of the title companies that I usually work with. But experiences with title company, what to ask the agent. The other thing is to ask them, how do they handle the transaction? How do they what documents they want from you. Do they reach out to the seller or cash buyer for information, or should you do that? Because some title companies, you have to stay on top of them, right? You have to email them and call them constantly. What are the updates with the title search? Do you need any information for the cash buyer? A good title company, they just ask for this contact information and they reach out to them, and they're on top of things. But even some decent ones, you may have to do that. The other thing is that with title companies, I know that I had to share like my LLC documents with them when I was closing a property in my LLC, and my driver's license and things of that nature, in order to actually close on the property. Or even like collect my check. Some of these, I think most of them actually ask for my driver's license, of course, because they want to make sure they're sending the check to the right person. The other thing with title companies, or another story, is I worked with a title company and they were known around the area, and they did close my deals, and I worked with them twice, but the first time just the communication wasn't good, and I had a conversation with one of them. It was a little tight, like the tension was there, and I think it was just a lack of understanding and communication, because I thought, okay, do we have everything? This is the day. He actually stated the date in the email and things of that nature, but they backtracked it, and then I had to. My cash buyer ended up dropping out because he got afraid. What else happened? And I just ended up closing on the property myself, and so it was just a whole ordeal, and I just felt like the title company were just saying stuff without committing to the things. And I talked to another wholesaler, and they said they didn't have the best experience with them, but they're highly rated and they do close your deals. And I did eventually close on that property. And when I sold that property, I closed with them again since they had all my information. But I did stop using them. But if push comes to shove and I need to use that title company, I would do it. But that's just something that you have to be aware of, it, that sometimes in this business, you're going to have mishaps. You're going to have a breakdown of communication. You're going to have maybe some tough conversations that you need to make with some title agents. Like, hey, we stated this day, you said this day, and we need to close on this date no matter what. Or what happened here? Like, I was communicated this and that, but that didn't come through. And yeah, so just dealing with that and things of that nature. But it is what it is. There are other title companies you can work with and people you can work with. But yeah, if you all have any questions on how to find title companies or how you find your title companies, please let me know down below and share your information with the community here. Once again, make sure you all like, subscribe, comment down below, and I'll talk to you all later.